Hail, you Warhammer players, and welcome to the Yo! Today, we are jumping into, Joey and I, of course, are jumping into the Emperor's Children Codex. We're going to be talking about, maybe have we decided on pretty close to what we're bringing to the Storm of Silence? And then just, have a healthy debate as to whether or not Emperor's Children are any good or not. Although, I'm not sure if I'm going to have a remotely good conversation, or I just have not had time to really bring myself up to par. So it is going to be a bunch of Man Reads Codex today. Joey, how we feeling? How we doing?
I'm doing okay. I have a little bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to try and talk a little bit slower than normal, but I'll be all right. I have a bunch of cough drops, so we'll make it. But yeah, I'm doing all right.
Excellent. It's great to hear.
How about yourself? You all moved in?
Yeah, so I'm all moved in for the most part. I got my airbrush set up. I have yet to use it. I finished hobbying together my Samael, and now he just needs to be primed, painted, and then I'll decide whether I'm taking Dark Angels with bikes to the storm or not.
Okay.
I got to put him on the table a few times.
Yeah, you got to test him, but he looks great. So
super stoked. There was no real good shoulder pad option outside. I put on just like regular Dark Angel Marine shoulder pads on it. I tried the Terminator variants. I tried the medium variants. None of them looked good on that armor. So
right, that's the problem. Is like the Terminators are just too big, so it just doesn't work.
Yep. So sadly, that's the case. But overall, it turned out pretty good. His main-handed sword is a Grey Knight sword, because there's just not a lot of right-handed Marine swords that I have access to.
There's not. It turns out that for whatever reason, most Marines are left-handed. So
yep. Weird. Anyway, I'll be probably painting him up throughout the week. I do have 2 small RTTs this weekend, in which case, I should probably figure out what I'm bringing. Probably a Stormlance list. We'll see.
Yeah, probably. Is it Parlor's having one on Sunday then?
Yeah, Parlor has one on Sunday. There's like 4 or 5 people signed up for that one so far. Ooh. I'm sure that we will get more. But yeah, I haven't played at the Parlor in feels like months, just because I've been doing so much prep with like my team over at the Haven that it just kind of was that. And then they just weren't doing a lot of competitive events recently. So haven't had the opportunity to really play. I missed the doubles tournament because I was sick. But
gross.
Fine now. What about you, man? How's your hobby coming along?
It's good. It's going pretty well. I got the chance to play a couple of games this past weekend. I tested Tzeentch Demons, which for my brain was way more fun than it probably should have been. That detachment is hilarious. Mm-hmm. It is, we talked about it in that episode. It's way better than I think I said it in that episode. It's better. It's so much better than I gave it credit for when I just glanced at it.
Yeah.
Like actually playing it and seeing the things that it is capable of on top of just the natural changes that demons have gotten, that detachment is amazing. I love it. It was so much fun. So I got to play 2 games with that, and then I'm going to the RTT this weekend on Saturday. I will not be at the Parlor on Sunday, but I will be at Real Deal here on Saturday. So, and that is like 95% what I'm playing. It is a slightly different list, but I am looking at Tzeentch Demons because I played 2 games and was like, okay, I know that like this isn't that great, and then this is something that I want, and that's made a couple changes. So and then yesterday, go ahead.
I think that's a great, really cool list to bring from a singles perspective, because nobody knows how to deal with it. Nobody knows that you should never just give the tokens back.
It's also not going to matter.
Yeah. It's just like, every time you give a token back, that's like, oh, would you like a 75% chance to save?
Right.
So I hope,
it's pretty wild.
Honestly hope that if Dina doesn't get their demons painted up, or their Emperor's Children painted up, that we get to see them running that list, because they've run it a few times now and they really like it. Um,
Yeah.
so I would really like to see. I want to see that list in like a few of them to try to counter
Mm-hmm.
all this melee that's definitely going to be there, because melee seems to
Yeah.
be like where we're shifting recently, meta
Right.
wise, right?
Yeah. And there were some changes that I made to my list because of that. Like I experienced a couple of melee instances and was like, okay, as fun as this attachment is very good and it is very cool. And Lords of Change are very good, but they still suck in combat. So
Yeah.
you need some other things. Granted, I have Bellicor. Bellicor is amazing, so that's great. But one piece isn't enough. I took the super sword flying demon prince. I wasn't super impressed,
Really?
but like some of that I think was matchup dependent. I just didn't have good targets for him to go into, so he didn't feel super good. But yesterday I tripped and fell down in my room and I built a soul grinder, so now that's gonna be in the list instead of the demon prince, and it freed up a couple of points to make some changes, so that's fine.
Do you have any issues actually moving that unit around the board though? The thing is a
The soul grinder?
truck. Yeah, it's a literal tractor around the table.
No, they have the same rule as knights. So they can move over models in terrain that are less than 4 inches tall. So it's
Okay.
not like a super big deal. And then I don't remember when, but at some point in 10th edition, GW stated that soul grinders don't actually use the base that's in their box. So
Oh, okay. And how fast do they move?
I think that it's 8. It might be 10. It's enough.
So you do have to
So
plan for its movement effectively. You can't just
absolutely. Yeah, it is going to be a planning thing. It's not just a throw it forward and hope that everything works out.
yeah.
It's 8 inches, but it is also another T11 body, which is just cool.
Right.
So,
Fair enough. That's great.
and a little bit more melee that I also wanted. So,
So Soul Grinder with your Zinch is what you're thinking?
yes. Yep.
Dude.
Because you mark him at, or you give him the demonic allegiance for Zinch, which doesn't like necessarily mean you can give him whatever one you want. But I'm giving him Zinch so that the Lord of Change makes his shooting 1 strength higher.
Yeah.
So, and then
Okay.
you move on from there. But then his melee is just naturally good. So
Seems pretty cool. Well, that'll be interesting. Like I said, I'm leaning probably Stormlance or just, good old Ultramarines Gladius.
yeah,
Just because Ultramarines Gladius is so good, and I've been really wanting to try out the lone Gravis Captain baby Catan running around, because that's just
yeah,
a fun thing.
yeah. It's pretty cool. And I had to pull everything out and look, and there was a significant amount more of the demons that were painted than I thought that there was.
Oh, okay.
And so that kind of opened it up a lot. Like Karos is base coded. He just needs a couple of details.
Sure.
The Lord of Change needs to be painted. The Soul Grinder needs to be painted. But the Soul Grinder, I rattle canned him yesterday, so his legs are silver and his body's blue. So it's just a little bit more that needs to be done. And then I've got 20 blue horrors that have to get painted, and that's 10 minutes with an airbrush.
Yeah.
So
no problem. Easy.
it's actually not much work. And I've painted a lot of greater demons, and I really enjoy it. And I know roughly how fast I can get them table ready, so it's not a big deal.
Great. Dude, can't wait to see our finished list here. And by next week, we'll have them nailed down. We'll have 100% be chosen, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then we should have some tournament games with said list to talk about. So
Absolutely. But before that, what we're going to talk about is the Pink Menace, the great, self-satisfactory Space Marines themselves, the decadent, the truly, truly beautiful Emperor's Children.
that
So, buddy, tell us about the army rule.
well, if I can say anything good about them, it's that their models are amazing.
Oh, just a bunch of handsome and pretty folks.
I mean, minus the whatever, the flawless blade cone heads, but excuse me, my gosh, you can just give them helmets
Different
and
heads,
not worry about it, and you'll be okay. So those heads are like off-putting, but pretty much everything else about all of the models in that army are gorgeous.
Right?
But
Yeah,
all
truly.
right,
They're
so
spectacular.
they really are. It's like it's really hard for me to keep looking at them and not want to get them. Like I keep telling myself I'm not going to because I don't have a good track record keeping power armor based armies. But good lord, they're beautiful. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Like I want so bad to start painting some up, but I'm also like 20,000
I
brain
think
point deep.
if
So whatever.
we've got, I think five of our original team had like all bought the box, but it's cool because they're all paying, and they didn't talk about it. They didn't plan anything at all, but they all said they wanted to get it, and they all started painting it, and all of them are wildly different paint schemes.
Cool.
And it's really cool. Like it's the army lends itself to so much just creative choice. It's insane. So anyway, on the table, if you want to put these guys down, your army rule is just advance or fallback. Right? Yeah. Advance, fallback, and shoot and or charge. Fantastic.
With some T's and C's, right?
There are some T's and C's. There are some T's and C's, but
just that alone puts them in a different tier.
Fantastic. Like as an army rule, most armies are. I mean, you as a Space Marine player are excited to have that as a detachment rule. And these guys are, they've got it on just their army, and then
they just
their detachments
do that.
Their detachments are giving them other things, which is fantastic. It really is. It's a great army rule, and it opens you up to a lot of stuff because it is on top of advance and charge. It is also advance and shoot or fall back and shoot, which is equally important when you're looking at units like Noise Marines. So very good.
There's a few caveats that make it so it's not overwhelming, right?
Right. Yeah. So when you fall back or when you advance, if you're going to shoot or if you're going to charge, then the target of your attack or the target of your charge cannot be something that has already been targeted.
And if you fall back, you can't charge into what you fell back from, right?
No, you can. I think it's a detachment. It might be a detachment that says that because it cannot target a unit that was the target of another unit's charge or attack this phase.
Okay.
It cannot target a unit. Oh, no, there it is. It cannot target a unit it was within engagement range of. There we go.
Cool.
So, yes, you can fall back and charge something else. And then you can fall back. But you can, if you fall back and shoot, as long as you're the first one to shoot, the rest of your army can shoot it if they didn't advance. If they're just regular shooting, then they're fine. Because that rule is only kicking in when you advance or fall back. So, it's good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. So then they really just jump right into it, and the very first attachment is the Mercurial Host, and I am staring at the codex here, so that's why I keep looking down. It's just reroll advances for Emperor's Children units.
Which is really good. Just objectively awesome as a rule.
Just objectively very strong. There's zero limitation to that other than Emperor's Children unit.
Yeah. It really reminds me of how much the original Grey Knight detachment was slept on at the beginning, and how good auto advance 6 is when you have one of your best units in your codex that can advance, shoot, and charge, and fall back, shoot, and charge every turn. And you're like,
it's my same argument for Hammer of the Emperor for Guard, that auto advance 6 on vehicles isn't going to come up every game, but when it comes up, it will be incredible.
Yeah. Big time.
And that's it. It's super impactful. Like, it won't always come up, but there's gonna be those turns that you go to advance and you roll 7 1s and you re-roll all of them, and it just
definitely
you get to do something and not be punished for dice. Anytime you can take or change the math in your favor, it's amazing.
Good. It's good. So, it's just good.
Yeah.
So, what about Mercurial Host outside of that amazing detachment rule makes them good?
Yeah, so they've got unfortunately they do have one 2 CP strat, which means that the detachment isn't broken.
Sad. Oh no, it's not busted.
Yeah. They're not all 1 CP, so clearly it's fine. It is a little strange, I will say, because it's 2 CP for -1 to be wounded in the
That is odd.
fight fight phase.
That is
So
very odd. I guess that helps against fights first.
it does. It only targets infantry,
Okay.
but it doesn't target. I guess it's 2 CP because it doesn't target your unit. It targets my unit. So even me as the Emperor's Children player. So if you
Oh.
charge me with 5 different units, they're all -1 to wound.
Okay, that's really good, especially when you
So
take into account those uh, princes you have.
yes, which is
Like
yeah,
a
like
lot.
again, reading the rest of it, it's like yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty
But
solid.
it's pretty solid. It is 2 CP, but
Yep.
it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. They have a Yanari esque move, which is pretty cool. Again, it's a strat, but it's 1 CP for an Emperor's Children unit other than beasts or vehicles. But you can do
Excluding beasts
monsters.
and vehicles.
Yes, but
Okay.
not excluding monsters.
Oh, so your demon princes can just run up the board.
Yes. Yes. So it's after an enemy unit ends a normal, advanced, or fallback move, then your unit gets to make a normal move of up to 6 inches.
You don't even have to roll for it, huh?
You don't have to roll for it. It is the normal 9-inch, like reactive move
Okay.
dealio.
Okay.
But still, it's a flat 6. You just can't do vehicles and beasts. Like we've
Really
seen it
good.
in multiple detachments. It is very strong. It's always good.
Yep. One of the best
So
things you can have is movement. So excellent.
yeah, yeah.
Do any of the enhancements stand out?
Um, kind of. I mean, a lot of people like this type of enhancement. I am not one of them. I'm not saying it's bad. I just personally don't ever use it. They have an enhancement that is a redeploy, and then you can go into reserves.
Oh, tactical perfection.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
which like
I don't
it
use
is
those either.
objectively good.
Yeah. It is good. I
But
don't use them either. Whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I don't personally use them, which is what it is. They do have one that I like is if you're whenever they make an attack and it's for every model in the bearer's unit. It's which I think is great because it's not just on your one dude. If they're targeting something that is below starting strength, they get +1 to hit.
oh, that's good.
If they're targeting something that's below half strength, they get +1 to wound as well.
Oh, that's really good.
So,
Oh, I
are
thought
you
that was going to
going
be
to
like,
do?
but
Are you gonna fight something below half strength very often? Probably not. But even +1 to hit's great because it's
yeah,
every model in the unit. It's not just the character with the enhancement.
that's really good. Because when I first was like skimming over it, I thought that was a like a sister's rule, where your
Right.
unit specifically is the one that it's the unit you're attacking.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Yeah. It's the opposite of sisters.
yeah, that makes for like a really cool. Your rhino can shoot at something,
Mm-hmm.
maybe kill a model, and then your noise marines can just wipe the floor with it with +1 to hit. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not combat. It just says attack. So
Yeah,
that
it's just an
seems pretty good.
objectively good enhancement.
Just objectively strong. Just I don't know how many points it is because I'm not looking at it, but if you've got probably 20, 25 points
20
extra,
points. Yeah.
yeah, if it's 20, if you've got 20 points, man, I'll spend 20 points on that. That's fine.
Yeah. Between
Not
that
upset about
and
that at all.
tactical perfection, if you choose to use it, pretty good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty strong. So
Any last things to call out about this one before we move on to the next?
no, I don't think so. And like to be honest, I will miss things, right? Like there are going to be things that are strong and that are good. I have not spent as much time as I wanted to poring over the codex. I don't know everything. I am not an expert, but there are things that stand out to me just from a tactical point. And that is the things that we're going to talk about. So,
Yeah, I mean, we're
hey,
not
they do
planning to
have
play them,
right. I'm not.
but we know we're going to play against them.
Absolutely. I'm 100% going to play against them. So it's just good to know. It's good information to have. So next we have the Peerless Bladesman, which is your Emperor's Children units whenever they fight. So fight phase only, melee. If you made a charge move, then you get to pick either lethal hits or sustain one.
That's so good, especially
so
for
good.
how strong the melee is in this army. Like, that's so brutal.
That's just really good. That's
Kill stuff.
It's just kill stuff. And again, like it's everything. It's Emperor's Children unit. As long as you charged, you got a new rule.
Ooh, so good.
So
enhancements?
It is not when you are charged.
No.
So there is that. Enhancements that I think are super important. Just right, I'm going to go over two of them. It's just right off the rip on the first one though. Is specifically heroic intervention for 0.
Oh yeah, it's so good, and that's heroic a 15 point. Let's lock it in,
which is wild.
Yeah, it's so good.
I think you probably are taking that every single time because
without question,
like heroic intervention is so good, and I don't think enough people use it or understand how it works.
Correct,
and it is so good. So having the ability to heroic twice in a combat army for 15 points, I think that's insane. I don't think you could not take it.
It's too good. Yeah, that's way too good.
Yeah, I think it's amazing.
What's the other one?
The other one is, man, unfortunately, that's fine. So we've got Blinding Speed, which is once per battle at the start of the fight phase, as long as you are in engage, you're not going to do it if you're not in engagement range. So it's a weird sentence, but the Bearer's unit gets fight first.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
So
not bad at all.
It's once per battle. Unfortunate. I would assume that it's probably 10 or 15 points because it's once per battle.
It's actually really expensive. It's 25.
I dislike that. Hey, how much is, if you're looking at it, how much is Rise to the Challenge?
30.
30.
The other one's 25.
Whew. Okay, well, hey, let's
I'm pretty sure Distortion is really good.
Distortion is +1 attack and damage.
Yeah.
Which is good. It is good. I want to figure out if we think that Rise to the Challenge is worth 30 points.
Okay.
Because it is very good. So once per battle at the end of the fight phase, if you're in engagement range of 3 or more models, not units, just models, then you get to fight again. And you do get to use the detachment rule. So if you charged and you chose lethal or sustained, then you fight, and then you use this enhancement to fight again, and it says that you use the detachment rule to apply to those attacks. Yeah, so you just do it again. So you can be lethal and or sustained twice.
So, is there any interruption between you fighting first and the second time?
It is at the end of the fight phase.
Okay, so that rings it in a little bit.
Right, which is just like, that is the blanket 10th edition answer to fighting twice. Yeah. Like all fight twice things, as rare as they are now, happen at the end of the phase. So yeah, you have to live, but you also don't declare it until you have lived.
I'm going to say that it is, in particular, one of the, I think it's costed appropriately. It is highly situational, but in that situation, it is so absurdly good.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think it is very strong. I miss my Drazar having fight twice. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. Like, I'm very aware of how good fighting twice is, but it's just 30 feels like a lot, and you're definitely not going to use it every game, I would assume.
Because I mean, if you send it into elite infantry, the likelihood that you go down is as high as you fighting twice, right?
Right. Well, and then you also have to look at, like, what's the likelihood that you even need to fight again?
Pretty low in most circumstances.
So,
However, it
I'm
does
not
make
sure
it
that, like, I feel like you definitely just take +1 attack and damage before that.
probably, but the only pause I would throw to that is with Rise of the Challenge, maybe a vehicle. Like, let's say you're trying to punch a executioner to death, and you have a bunch of strength 8 weapons or whatever, and
Well,
you're
then why
not.
don't you just hit it with the blades and wound it on 3s and kill
Oh,
it?
that's right. They just do that, huh?
We can talk about that later, but you know.
Yeah. You know, I think you're right. I think Distortion is. I think Rise of the Challenge is highly situational and meta dependent. Like,
Yeah.
let's say it was you were going into Space Marines that had the uppy downy dev sense a lot, then this is great because you almost guarantee kill them if you didn't kill them the first time, the second time you fight, and they don't get an opportunity to fall back and do stuff.
Yeah.
So,
which is good. It is good.
But even then, Distortion
it will
+1/+1
come
is
up
better.
that you don't quite kill them.
It's just an easier lock in to go with Faultless Opportunist and Distortion. Lightning Speed once per battle gives me pause.
That is the problem. But
because that's everything that's wrong with first company for Space Marines.
That's not everything that's wrong, but it is part of it.
Most things that's wrong with it.
Yeah, I guess removing once per battle would make it better. But yeah, I think there's more. Anyway,
stratagems.
We have 1 CP 6-inch pile in and consolidate.
So incredible. Good. One of my favorite stratagems in the game.
Incredible.
Yep.
We've got 2 CP fight on death. It's an auto because it's 2 CP.
Makes it amazing.
As is the way of things. We've got +1 AP if you charged, which is cool because there is a lot of AP 1 and 2. And sometimes that's just, most of the time, that's just not enough.
Yeah.
And then you've got charge and take a battle shock test, which is very good.
Okay.
So it's charge, take a battle. It's every enemy unit within 6 inches after you charge.
Yeah. So this
take a battle shock test, and then it's good.
I think this might be like one of the best, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good because you're gonna know, like, it's lethal and sustained, and so you can just look at it and go, I'm wounding on 4s, great, I'll take sustain. I'm wounding on 5s and 6s, I'm gonna take lethal, and you just forever, and you never. There's not a decision that actually has to be made, which is amazing.
Seems like a pretty good detachment to me, buddy.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty good. So, all right. We have Rapid Evisceration, which is very Drukhari-esque. This is their vehicle detachment. So it's every time you make an attack with an Emperor's Children unit, if you disembarked that turn, you reroll hits and wounds of 1.
Okay.
Very good.
Very
Shooting
good.
or fighting, just every time you make an attack, as long as you disembarked, you're rerolling all the ones.
Some form of making your math better, right?
Some form of it. So, 2 enhancements here I think are good. Well, I mean, they're probably all good. 2 enhancements I really like. So 1, we have an infantry model or an infantry unit after the bearer's unit disembarks from a transport. You get reroll charges and there it is. Yeah. Reroll charges and you cannot be overwatched.
Oh, so that's Spearhead Striker.
Reroll charges and cannot be overwatched as long as you disembarked. It is also not once a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty okay. Good.
Yeah, it's pretty okay. Yeah.
After that one, the other one that we have is an Emperor's Children infantry model that is inside of a transport that is in reserve, treats the battle round as if it were one higher.
So it just, you can turn one rapid.
You can turn one rapid, or you can turn two rapid in your opponent's deployment zone.
Gross.
It also doesn't, and very importantly, it doesn't say dedicated transport.
Oh, so you could stick it into,
A
oh
Land Raider?
no, a Land Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
I think like Land Raiders are unbelievably easy to screen out, but it is a thing you can do.
It's so fun.
And I think it's kind of funny.
Yep.
So
these enhancements are all priced very aggressively. The best one, Spearhead Striker, is the cheapest at 20 points. And then the one that you just mentioned. Yeah.
Okay.
The other ones are 35 and 25. So.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it's good, right? We're talking about bringing transports on turn one. There's a reason that only one transport in the game has ever done that naturally. So,
yeah,
it's probably worth the points.
I think it offers, it's probably worth the points. It just might be that this seems like it's too expensive of a detachment so far, because you need a bunch of transports, and it's the one where you'd probably want to bring a Land Raider.
Right.
And how much stuff can you actually bring if you're spending 75, 85 points on a transport, or 200 something points, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're not bringing, realistically, just based on the nature, if you're not bringing 4 rhinos, it's not worth it.
Right. And then if you're bringing 4 rhinos, you're down a unit, you know?
Right. Yeah, you're down almost 400 points, right? They're what? 75, 80 points for a rhino?
Something like that.
So, and even 4, I think, is pushing it. You probably want more.
Yeah.
So, it is interesting. It does have good strats. It's got one of my favorite Drukhari strats, which is charge after disembarking from a transport that made a normal move.
That's so good. That's unbelievably good.
It is. It is very, very good.
Okay.
It's very good.
And I'm sorry, do they have to be transport, like dedicated transports for that?
No.
Oh. Even better.
None of these things, at a glance, none of them say dedicated transport. It just says transports.
Awesome. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just so deep in points that I mean, objectively, great. It's a cool detachment, but the points are going to be really shallow here. So that's the
yeah. I think you run out of room for you run out of pieces so quickly. Of like when you're list building, you just run out of. You're going to have your units that you want to disembark and kill shit, and then you're going to have your transports. And you're gonna then you're gonna go into, okay, well, now it's time to take units that can score points and play the game. You're not gonna have very many points left, I don't feel.
No. Even with a shallow codex as it is, you're not gonna have points for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they do also have similar to Eldar, not quite the same. After they kill a unit in combat, then if they're within 6 inches of a transport, they can get back in it.
Oh, that's really good.
But they have to kill something in combat, so.
Which we've gone over before, the likelihood of them not killing things in combat is pretty low.
It seems low. It feels low. It feels low. I think if you didn't kill it, you probably targeted the wrong thing.
Makes sense.
Or the worst thing has happened and the dice have failed, and that happens. But
it does a little too often, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else in this attachment to touch on?
No, I think that's the quick standouts.
Cool.
All right. So next we've got the Carnival of Excess. And this is your demon your half demon detachment.
Okay.
So this one is a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
But when your Emperor's Children are within 6 of demons, then
They're empowered.
they are empowered. And then the same is true for your demons. When they're within 6 inches of an Emperor's Children unit, they are empowered. As long as you are empowered, then weapons equipped have sustain 1.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. And then each time such a weapon that has that a bit, so every time you make an attack, then you also get crit 5s.
Juicy.
So that's pretty good.
That's really good.
That is pretty good. And then the only demons you can include are Legion of Excess, so all of your Slaanesh demons.
Which recently got punched in the dick when it comes down to it. Points-wise, right? Didn't they get nerfed in the points?
The big ones did.
Gotcha.
I'll say that. The big ones did. Shalaxi is, if you look at what she used to do, yeah, an enormous nerf. But if you look at her points, I think she's still very good. And then regular keepers feel kind of weird. They definitely don't do the same thing that they used to do. They kind of feel bad. But all the rest of the units, all the other Slaanesh units, I think are still great.
Okay.
They lost chariots altogether, which is fine because they're awful and nobody wants to paint them. So,
yeah, they do seem terrible to play with.
Yeah.
Okay, so demons help you do better.
Demons help you do better. You can take up to 1,000 points, like every combined detachment.
Yeah.
Your no demon model can be your warlord. Surprise.
What?
I know, it's crazy. So they have also heroic intervene. It's probably better. So this is
cost the same too. It's 15 points.
Okay, so once per battle round.
Oh,
when
all right,
you can target a friendly Slaanesh unit, which is
so all of them,
everything that is within 6 inches of the bearer, and they can heroic intervene for 0.
That's always really good, and it's cheap.
It's really good. It's definitely, if it's at the same price, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Very, 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 very strong. So then we have what else do we like here? I think this is cool. Warp Walker. How many points is that guy?
Expensive. It's 30.
Or girl. 30 is a lot.
Yeah.
30 is a lot. But what you're getting, every time the bearer's unit advances, it auto advances 6.
Okay. Already clarified that that's one of the best things you could have.
Yeah. And then also, oh
wow.
Every time they make a normal, advance, or fallback move, they can move through enemy models. They can move within and through engagement range. They just can't end in engagement range. And any desperate escape test that they have to take is automatically passed.
Wow. That's really good. It is something that you as the opponent could play around very effectively, though, with a tape measure.
You can, as it turns out.
Yeah.
Just
like
done.
It's kind of like measuring Angron's movement. Like, well, he can't land here, so we're just going to do this.
How big is that base again? Okay, so I got this guy here, and I have this guy here.
Cool,
great.
There's 6 inches between them. You can't land. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no. No. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is very good. It can be played around, which also will force your opponent to play around it, because if they don't, it'll be insane.
That's true. You're right. And late game, that is massive. So
late game, it's enormous. So strats. We've got Sustained by Agony, an Emperor's Children unit. In the fight phase, after they destroy a unit. That Emperor's Children unit, you can select a Legion of Excess unit within 6, and one model recovers 3 wounds. Or if it's Demonettes, you can revive D3 plus 3 of them.
That's obnoxious.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a
lot.
That's a lot. It's a lot. I think that strat's sick.
I think that's almost broken.
I mean, almost right. There are clauses to it. It is 6 inches.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, we're talking about like you didn't kill that fiend. Okay, well, I'm gonna heal 3 from him.
yeah. Like you can just
Or
do a bunch of move blocking with your Demonex at
yep,
the end of the fight phase or whatever, and
and
you're just like,
just
oh,
keep
I'm gonna respawn 5 of them and just right in front of
yep.
you where you want to move.
Like, oh
Ah, that's so good.
no, it's super good.
Yeah, that's great.
I think it's really good. Yeah, it's pretty solid. The other one that I think is really, really interesting, and again, well, this one actually does. They have two CPU strats.
Oh, look at that. One of
Which is
them is one
kind
of the
of weird.
best, though.
One of them is one of the best. It
Yeah,
is potentially the best in the detachment. Which I guess do we want to talk about that one?
yeah. Let's talk about Violin Crescendo.
Let's do that. All right. So that is a Slanesh Beast infantry or mounted unit that has
So
not been
everything in
selected
your
to fight.
army.
Everything in your army, except vehicles, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, whatever.
That has not been selected to fight. They get a 6-inch pile in and consolidate, and then they don't have to go to the closest enemy model.
That is so obnoxiously good.
It's very strong, especially because they decided to include the beast, and fiends did not lose the desperate escape from falling back from them rule.
Oh,
So
okay. So
that's
this is
pretty
where you
cool.
play your fiends. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. And
Oh,
especially because you
wow.
can still take them in a 6-pack, and consolidation doesn't change until 7.
Okay.
So on their big ass ovals, they can cover a lot of space and they can just touch stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
really good.
I think I think the only thing that I worry about with when it comes to this detachment is its resiliency. I
Mm-hmm.
do feel like it just dies.
It will. It will. Because you're gonna bring the most of what you do, especially if you're trying to max out and really bring 1,000 points of damage, which I don't think you should do.
No.
But if that's what you're trying to do, then yeah, because you're gonna run into the normal demon problem, which is, my god, demonettes are toughness 3 and they're just gonna die.
Yeah. Like generally if you point a gun at demonettes, they fall off the table and you don't
Yep.
get a chance to bring them back.
Nope.
So yeah, it's I think this is a really good, like, if you're a very good technical melee player,
Mm-hmm.
then you are going to have a great time with this detachment.
Yes.
Um,
I think
but you're
this is a player. Yeah, this detachment is for the not just the melee enjoyers, but the actual like tactically minded, talented melee players are going
yeah,
to see very good success with this detachment. People are going to play it because it's fun and you can bring demons, but I think a lot. I don't think that its numbers are going to be very high because it's going to be
no,
skewed by those people.
yeah. Like you'll see a few people with really good win rates, and then everyone else just trying it and losing.
Yeah, I mean, like if
So
John Lennon picks this thing up, it's going to feel busted.
oppressive, yeah.
But
But then anyone else will be like, "Oh, I look like an idiot."
yeah,
So
you're like, oh, this is weird. Okay, but
onto the
that's
coterie.
okay. Oh, I think I should say that your from the detachment rule, the crit 5s, it's not crit 5s, it's hit rolls will crit 5. That's it. So you're not critting on wounds of 5. It's just the hits.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's important because
Also,
demonettes and fiends have dev wounds, so
gotcha. Do they have sustained?
they will.
Well, no, like I just mean because you need to already have sustained for it to be crits of 5.
Right. No, they do not. They just have dev.
Is there anything that has sustained? Really? Like,
I'm sure that there is. What that is, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. A quick flip here is going to show us.
oh, it looks like the Lord Cacophonist gives it to his unit. So
Okay, so that's cool. And then Man, is that it?
I think so. I think it's just
That's
characters who
crazy.
are going to have it because I
Yeah.
didn't see any in any like marquee units.
Well, Terminators.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. You better respect those 5-man Terminators.
Yeah, those Reaper auto
Fulgrim.
cannons. Oh, you mean the best unit in the game?
If nothing else, he has sustained.
That's true. That's true. He might slap in this detachment.
Maybe.
Wait, is he a demon?
He's got to be. Right? He's a demon Primarch. That's the whole deal, right? He has the demon keyword. He has obviously the Slanesh keyword. He has the Chaos keyword. He has the
Does he have
Emperor's
the
Children
Legion of Excess
faction.
keyword?
He does not.
Okay, so he can be in this attachment. Okay.
No. He can.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be in the detachment. But he's not going to get like the healing strat can't target him because it targets Legion of Excess units.
I was just concerned that like maybe he had a keyword that did the Legion. I thought it was going to be Demon, not Legion of Excess keyword specifically, and that would have prevented him from being the warlord or the in the detachment, which means he wouldn't have been able to. Anyway, that was a wrong thought. But yes, how funny.
So then we have the mini game. So the Coterie of the Conceited,
which I believe is where most people are landing.
It is seemingly where most people are landing. It is most of what I have seen people testing and making battle reports with.
Yep.
And it is good. Obviously, that's why people are picking it. But you get to, as at the start of the battle round, if your warlord is on the battlefield, then you have to pledge a number to Slanesh, which represents how many units you think you're going to kill.
Yep.
And
you get benefits for how many you target, right?
You do. Yeah. So as long as the number you meet or beat your pack number, so at least you don't have to hit it exactly because that would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you meet or beat it, then you get bonuses. And if you don't meet your pledge, then your warlord takes D3 mortal wounds.
Whatever.
So don't be silly. But your bonuses, so it's reroll hit rolls of 1 for 1 kill, reroll wound rolls of 1 for 3 kills. Melee weapons get lethal and sustained for 5 kills. And every time you make an attack, you have a crit hit of 5. But that is a whopping 7.
So if you table your opponent, the next turn you get to crit on 5s, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah. Because you gain the pact points at the end of the battle round, and then those points are what are getting you the thing. So it's not like it is good because it is happening, but yeah, I mean, if you're saying that you're doing 3, then you're not getting your 7+ until turn 4, and the game is mostly over.
And it's not is it cumulative?
It is.
Oh, okay. So you just slowly level up as you go.
You do. You just get better. It's like old Power from Pain, except you also have to bet on it.
Ah, I see.
So
okay, I see why. I thought it was per round that you had to make a gamble.
It is.
And I just mean that like, and it wasn't cumulative.
Oh, sure. That like it's like you're like, oh, I finally got to 7, so my last activation is going to have this rule.
Right.
Right. No.
I had a really huge turn, right, and now my next turn is going to be awesome. Is really what the thought was. Turns out,
can happen.
But if you're playing against like GSE or something, you just end up rolling them over in about 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. Like for I guess an army like that with GSE, you could like you would have to pull your punches, but you would end up with 7 or more at the end of like turn 2.
Yeah, easy.
And then you'll just proceed to kill them easier. I don't know if they have enough output still to deal with the amount that GSC is capable of, but who knows?
Awesome. Yeah, this is a great detachment. I see why people play it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. For enhancements, the first one, always good. We have Pledge of Eternal Servitude. Tell me that's over 30 points.
It's 25.
Okay.
Wake up after you die, right?
Yeah, it's take a leadership test after you die. And as long as you pass the leadership test, which is easier than rolling like a 4-up for most armies.
Yeah, because it's 2d6, so yeah.
Right. And you're a Space Marine, so you're a leadership 6.
So it's
But
6 up, yeah.
And you come back with D6 wounds.
Really good.
It's pretty good. It seems
Really good.
Yeah. Seems okay. And then the other one that is like, I don't know, these aren't like super standout to me, I don't think. I think that one, like that, you're almost certainly taking that one every single time.
Every time, yeah.
It is just a Emperor's Children character. Or, yeah, Emperor's Children model. So,
yeah.
Demon Prince?
Yep.
Which seems cool.
Yeah, super good and just unlucky for anyone trying to kill a Demon Prince.
Yeah. Yeah. But then you've got Pledge of Mortal Pain. I assume this is probably 20 points.
15, actually.
Wow. I'm bad at this.
Little undercosted.
A little undercosted. So start of your shooting phase, you select an enemy unit within 12 and visible, and they take a leadership test at -2. And then if it's failed, they take flat 3 mortal wounds.
Just have some more.
Just have some more.
Enjoy your supper.
And like I feel honestly, for me personally, I think the mortal wounds are just extra because they are battle shocked if they fail, which is has much larger implications than 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, and it's not like you have to call anything; it just happens.
Yeah,
great.
So just go. Though I mean, they have to take a leadership test, right? But at -2, like
even Space Marines are going to have trouble with that one.
-2, you're going to target Custodes units, and it's going to happen sometimes. Like it's really good. So yeah, it's pretty solid. For strats, they're all 1 CP, and that's why everybody takes it.
Yep. Broken detachment. Let's go.
Yep. That's it. So I think probably the best one, just because of the nature of the detachment rule, is Unbound Arrogance.
Yeah, 100%.
At your shooting phase or fight phase after you kill a unit, then you increase your pledge to Slaanesh by 1. So it's important because you say you make your pledge and you say, I'm going to kill 3 units. And even if you kill 7 units at the end of the battle round, you get 3 pledge points because that's what you pledged. And so if you overkill, you're missing the opportunity to gain points.
Yep.
And for 1 CP, you can just go, I'll take an extra point. It is once per battle round, so it will be 1 extra point. But that is huge when you're looking at this detachments rule.
It makes me very appreciative that they actually caught that and didn't let that come through with, can't just do it twice, shooting and fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're just like, hey, here's 2. Oh, no, I'm at 7.
I'm at 7 and I killed 3 things. Like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 CP in the fight phase, full hit rerolls.
Excuse me? All right. It's pretty good. Just got a 1 CP at the moment. It's all good.
That's pretty solid.
Yep.
That's pretty solid. And if I've killed 5 things, I have lethal and sustained.
That's disgusting. All right.
Or if I have 5 points, whatever.
Yeah, this is by far the best attachment so far.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can sit here and read all of these strats. They're all good. More than likely you're going to use or have the option to use, like the instance is going to come up where all 6 of these strats are applicable in probably every game you play.
Yeah, they even have Armor of Contempt.
They do.
It's just objectively the best detachment yet. This is so good. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty wild. Following that up, we have probably the worst attachment.
Let's go.
Which is strange. I do actually think this one is worse than the demon one, because at least the demon one has demons, and I like that. So,
all right, what does this one do?
So this is Slaaneish's Chosen. Your characters, Emperor's Children character units from your army can ignore any and all modifiers to their move, advance, and charge rolls.
Okay.
Cool. And then the first time in every player's turn, so at the start of the battle, your warlord is your favored champion, is the thing he gains. And then the first time in every player turn that an Emperor's Children unit kills a unit, that character becomes the new favored champion.
Okay.
Every time that your favored champion makes an attack, they reroll their wounds.
Okay.
Yep.
This is fine, I guess.
It starts on your warlord, and then as soon as somebody kills something, it goes to them. But it's the first time every player turn, so you don't just jump around to all of your characters in a chain. Like, it's going to jump once on my turn, it's going to jump once on your turn, and so on. And
so this immediately loses to Imperial Knights.
Yes.
Cool.
Well, yeah, it just doesn't. Yeah, you just don't have a detachment rule.
Yeah, you just don't have one. Like you have
half of one.
Yeah, like you can't do anything against a detachment that only wants to kill your warlord.
Yeah,
that is so sad. Okay,
that doesn't matter. It starts at your warlord, and then it just goes to the characters that kill things. So
yeah, the moment you do a charge to kill a thing, that unit just gets shot to death, and then your warlord's dead, and then they get their buff.
Yeah,
and then you get a new warlord, and they maintain their buff so early in the game. Like, normally speaking, they just don't get that opportunity so quickly.
Right. Yeah, it incentivizes your opponent to play aggressively, and take fixed for assassinate for the 12 characters you have. So,
I didn't even think about that. That's hysterical, actually.
It's a very interesting rule when you're thinking about just automatically giving up 20 secondary points.
So this is the Crusade detachment.
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
I think so. They've got some cool stuff. Hey, all their strats are 1 CP, so
yeah, makes them broken, right?
The first one I think is kind of cool for the enhancement is Eager to Prove. So your Emperor's Children model gets charge rerolls.
Okay.
Cool. And then if they are your favored champion, then they have +2 to their move characteristic.
Yeah, that's fine. Seeing as it changes out so often, like, why not?
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I mean, even just, is this 15 points or less?
It's 15 points. Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth 15.
It is worth 15. I would like it to be 10.
It should be 10. You're right.
But 15 is fair, even if, like, just for charge rerolls. Like, you're not spending CP on that person, so that's nice. But yeah, it's super mid.
Super mid. Yeah.
Super duper mid. Yeah.
I think Slayer of Champions is absurdly good for 15 points.
It's only 15 points.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid. Yeah. you gain precision and then +1 strength and AP. As long as you're attacking your character.
Give it to a Demon Prince and just go to town.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is nice because, like, the Demon Prince with wings, is this one different than the Demon Prince with wings? I should look.
It is.
It is. All right, cool. So you get precision back on your Demon Prince.
Yeah. And
So
your strike comes in, strength 9, AP 3, 3 damage. That'll kill just about any character in the game. So
it should, yeah. Which is cool.
yeah,
It's like it's just
it's fine.
super.
It's fine for a crusade enhancement.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's neat.
It's a neat detachment.
Yep.
So that's the detachments, man.
Yeah, there's really not much else to dive into. Like, we don't need to talk about that detachment. It's not very good. So overall, most of the detachments we read, except for 2 of them, we had really positive vibes about. One in particular. So 4 good detachments.
I think we have one that is head and shoulders the best.
Yes, not even
We've
close.
got 4, or I guess 3 more of them that are good.
Yeah.
2 of those are legitimately competitive in their right hands.
Yes.
That's solid.
And when your army rule is advance and charge, fall back and charge, shoot and charge, you're good. And I think it's going to take a minute for people to figure this stuff out. Like how many transports to bring. Like all these people that are going to bring Fulgrim are going to realize it's the worst idea that you can potentially do.
Yeah.
And they're going to, I honestly believe that, like, give it a month and this army will be 50s, low 50s.
Yeah, I think so. And I think
once hobby catches
it
up,
will
really.
be. Yeah. It is very good. The army is very good. It is legitimately very competitively viable.
Yep.
And that's a good place to be. They suffer like a little bit in like the points category, but they probably should when you're thinking about the rules that they're getting. There's still a couple of things of like the army rule and the detachment rules, barring 2 of them, are good. They're very good. Pretty happy with those. There are some rules on data sheets that I wish were different.
Fair enough. So what are a
case.
couple data sheets that you would just like go and say, like, this one needs to be different or better or whatever?
Noise Marines.
Okay. What about them?
Why aren't they 3 wins?
I don't know.
They're T5. And they're on 40 millimeter bases.
I mean, Gravis Marines are T6, and that's why they have 3 wounds.
Okay.
But Blade Guard are T4, so whatever.
So the same thing is that Terminators are T5 and 3 wounds.
Yeah, but they're Terminator. Oh, but they're Terminators. They're Terminator armor.
Sure. That's where they get
Noise
the
Marines
2
are
up
just
from.
dudes.
But that's where they get the 2 up from. So why aren't they 3 wounds? I would like to see them 3 wounds.
Because they have exceptionally good weapons.
Yes, but they are still just power armor.
Yeah.
So they are T5, yes. But they're only, I'm going to say only because looking at Emperor's Children, it should be faster. They're only 6-inch move.
That does make them slow, but they're not exactly your melee units. They are they're your shooters.
Yeah, but even that's at 18-inch range.
It's not great.
So, I mean, yes, you have to factor in the fact that you're advancing. Excuse me. But still, I don't think 18 is strange.
It is a strange distance.
For the numbers. If they were T5 3 wounds, I would feel a little bit better about putting them that close to somebody.
But strength 10th, AP 2 3 damage is so good.
Yeah, but it's not like
that
everybody
is such
gets.
a sweet point.
You have 2 of those in the unit. They're only OC 1.
Yeah. Welcome to normal regular Marine problems.
That's also because they're not battle line, which I think is insane.
That is a weird. I mean, they couldn't give him everything, right?
Well, couldn't they? So if we can talk about it, because they could, in my opinion, they should have just made Tormentors and Infractors a little bit worse. And then Noise Marines could be battle line.
I don't disagree that Noise Marines as a marquee unit should be battle line, especially for this detachment.
Like, I've got, I mean, my teammate, I mean, I got people that play everything, but like Chris specifically is our Death Guard player, and I love him to death. But man, if he loves anything in this world, it's bitching about GW. And, he loves his Death Guard, and there are many, many, many things that are wrong with Death Guard. They're getting fixed. They're getting better. They're significantly better.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty solid. Yeah,
they're going to be good in this codex. But there are some things that are still just weird in that army when you look at other equivalents. But even their Marines are battle line.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have a detachment that makes them battle line.
That is one thing I wanted. I wanted just one. I wanted one detachment to care about Noise Marines at all.
Yeah.
Granted, in mechanized, they're good. You can very, very easily play them in that. Disembark, reroll, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see one detachment or even a stratagem that specifically named Noise Marines.
Yeah. Something that
is
celebrated them to a degree would have been nice. I agree.
That is Emperor's Children.
Yeah.
So it's strange, I think. But yeah. So that's off the rip. I think that's just a thing. That's the first thing I would change. But
what's your second thing you would change?
Oh man.
Or if there's something you look at that's perfect.
Oh man, perfect? Okay.
Yeah, is there something that's perfect?
I don't know that I would classify this as perfect. However, it's really cool, and it's a design space that I am interested that GW is bringing back because they got rid of it for a reason. And this is the first time they've brought it back in 2 editions. This is from 8th edition, where it wasn't called Lone Op then, but effectively Lone Op is triggering another Lone Op.
No.
Which is the Demon Prince and Lucius.
Oh, so they just hang out together being dickheads?
So Lucius has Lone Op.
Mm-hmm.
So he just has it, as he probably should.
Yeah.
And then your Demon Prince on foot, if he is within 3 inches of a Slanesh infantry, he has Lone Op.
Oh, that's like Gilliman and the lieutenant running around. Except the lieutenant isn't a demon prince.
Do they? Well, the demon prince is Gilliman, but the lieutenant's not Lucius either.
Right. So the Lone Op lieutenant's Lone Op, and then he's infantry. Gilliman gets the 3-inch Lone Op within infantry.
Okay, so it did technically exist.
It did, yeah.
This exists in a space that is going to be very good.
Really hard to deal with, yeah.
Because
it forces you to get close.
The Demon Prince has a 6-inch aura of +1 AP if you charged.
Okay.
So he's AP 3, and Lucius is AP 4.
That's gross. Yeah, AP 4/3 damage is disgusting.
And then Lucius, at the start of the fight phase, gets fight first if he's not leading a unit, which if you're trying to do this, he's not leading a unit.
Right. He's just running around by himself.
So he can also only lead Flawless Blades, and he does nothing for them, so I don't think he's going to lead anything anyway.
Nope. I love Flawless Blades, by the way.
Flawless Blades are sick.
That's like an auto 18 as far as I'm concerned.
I will say they're not perfect. I have one gripe with them.
What's that?
They take up the space of 3 models in a transport.
Oh, never mind. Not an auto 18. Okay.
Why? They're if they're
Because
they're Blade Guard equivalent.
it's a balance thing because Blade Guard are don't have AP3, they are AP2.
Right.
And they don't auto wound on 3.
Yeah, but if I don't kill you, I'll die.
So
That doesn't matter.
I think that one's fair.
Yeah, they can also be led by, all of the good characters.
Right.
So they get pretty crazy. I need to check. Let's see the transport.
It says that they can only be led by Lucius. At least on Waha.
Yeah, so there is not a transport in the army that can hold all 6 of them.
Oh, okay. So they're a countercharge unit at best.
Yeah. Land Raiders hold 14.
And they take up 3 in every transport?
Hang on. I'm sorry, not 3. I'm really bad at this.
You okay?
They take up the space of 2, so they can fit in
they're fine.
They can fit in a Land Raider, but they can't fit in a Rhino.
You put 3 in a Rhino.
Right, but 3 doesn't feel as cool.
I mean, 2 groups of 3 in Rhinos in that Rhino detachment is probably really good.
Well, what's the space of a Rhino? What's the space of a Rhino nowadays?
Isn't it 9? Or 11 or something?
It's 12. Oh, here it is. Rhinos specifically cannot take Flawless Blades.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense then. So they have to ride in a Land Raider. Okay.
Right, which is just a lot. So
it is.
You're probably
That's
not
such an expensive package. That's a 440 point package of flawless 6 flawless blades plus a Land Raider.
Yeah. And yeah, it looks like Lucius is the only thing that leads them, and he gives them absolutely nothing. So you're just going to use them.
It's a countercharge unit when it comes down to it. Or if you want to do the vehicle detachment with a Land Raider, that's your package, which could be very fun.
It would be fun.
It is
another question, but it would be fun.
Yep. Otherwise, phenomenal at countercharging. Truly phenomenal.
Yeah. Truly phenomenal at that. I think Lucius is great. I'm very, very happy with him. I am disappointed that his whip isn't a shooting attack anymore.
Shame.
But for everything that we're getting, I'm going to say it's okay.
Hey, Lucius in the sustained hits detachment is sustained crits 5s.
Yeah, he's pretty wild. He's really good. He's very good.
Yep.
He's very...
And he gets fights first.
Yep, as long as he's alone, he gets fight first. And then if he's targeting a character, monster, or walker, then he rerolls hits and wounds.
That is strange.
So not vehicle, walker. So I guess he's gonna... Don't move your Redemptor. He's gonna fucking kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
What about the Terminators?
What about them?
They seem fine.
Do you want me to say good things about them?
I want you to say things about them.
I don't have good things to say about them.
Well, tell me the bad things.
They're only 5.
What?
They're only 5, man. That's it.
That is a weird thing to limit to 5. It's not like they're so good that they're Deathwing Knights.
Mm-hmm. No, they're Chaos Terminators. They are fully just Chaos Terminators. They get in your shooting phase when you're selected to shoot. Then you get reroll charges on the thing that you shot.
Your unit specifically, right?
Yeah. The Terminators get reroll charges on the thing that they shot.
Yeah, seeing as they don't kill anything in the shooting phase, that's fine.
Yeah, but that is their only rule.
Yep, and they don't even have access to missiles.
Mm-mm. They're Chaos Terminators.
Kind of sad. Yeah. And all their weapons are mid.
Yeah, it's super weird. I just don't think that you take... I would much rather take blades.
Yep. They're just more interesting. Obviously, Taupe 4 is nice, but...
Yeah.
Without the ability to slap shields on them or something, there's just no fun to be had here. Right.
Or you could take a Maulafine.
Mauler feeds are fun.
Maulafines are so good. With advance and charge, Maulafines are
Yeah.
crazy.
Absurd, yes.
They're insane. They in so Emperor's Children Maulafines specifically, uh, if it has the sisters, it's a sister. It is +1 to hit if it's wounded. It's +1 to wound if it's below half strength.
Okay. Fine. It
It is
will be
fine.
wounded.
It will be wounded. It's just good.
Yeah, strength 14 is just great.
Like, okay, yeah, it's AP2. That feels bad. But it's a slash unit, so if there's a Demon Prince next to it, it's AP3.
Yep. And then there's other stuff that makes it better. So
Yeah.
not
At
bad.
D6 +1 damage with 6 attacks is pretty solid. And then you also have your extra attacks. Like, I think they're great.
Yeah, I think Mauler Fiends are probably like 2 of those.
Yeah.
In general, is just good to have.
I think I would probably most, not all. Obviously, there's some detachments that just don't care. Transports, for instance. But I mean, if we're looking at reroll advances, I think I start every list with 2 probably.
Oh, for sure. It just seems great. What do you think of the Lord Exultant?
Is that Spear Boy? Yeah.
I don't know. All I see is a 3-up, 4-up, and then he gives the unit lethal hits, which is...
He does do that, which is very
good.
He's the Chaos Lord. He gets the same thing. So once per game, he can go Super Saiyan. He gets +3 attacks and +1 AP.
Yep.
Which is cool because he's got the Phoenix Power Spear that's AP2. So now it's going to be 3, which is pretty sweet. At strength 7 with Lance is very, very good.
Very good.
Also in that detachment, you could give him the enhancement for +1 AP and +1 damage. So he's 7-3-3 with Lance.
So good.
And then how many attacks is that? That's 5. And then once per game, it's 8.
That's brutal, man.
With lethal, it's pretty good. He also gets, as long as he is joining Battle Line, he effectively gets whatever role they have. So if he's with Battle Line, then he has Scout, and so he gets Scout and Infiltrate. And then obviously the rest of the unit has whatever. So you've got the 2 of them, and your Tormentors have Infiltrate, and your Infractors have Scout. And when he's leading them, he will get it as well.
That's awesome.
It's pretty great for literally either of them, because they both have the Icon of Excess, which is in their shooting or fight phase after they kill a unit. Yep, they have to kill the whole unit. Then they take a leadership test, and if they pass it, you get a CP.
Pretty good.
With the Lord Exultant, you're always killing a unit.
Yep.
And then your leadership 6, and you're probably passing and getting a CP.
Seems like a great play.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's fantastic. How many points are they?
They are... Moment. 80 points.
That's really good.
That's pretty good. That's less than, well, right along the same lines of a typical Space Marine captain. So
that's really good. T4 5 wounds with the 3-up, 4-up, and then
T1. Move 7,
which
I think that's a really lovely thing for this model.
Yeah,
because Calgard's extra inch is nice.
Yeah, and it's the same as like Infractors and Tormentors both are 7. So
good. Okay,
he does get the same thing as them. It's pretty good.
You know, if there's only one thing I'm genuinely one disappointment I have about this. There's not one mounted unit.
Nope. Not one.
I
know
want
how
mounted things to be in the meta.
I know how much you like mounted things, man, but they really don't. Just GW does not like mounted things.
So annoying. It's fine. Everything's
crazy.
fine.
In order to entice people to play and or buy Helldrakes, they are armor value 2 in this army. Other than that,
Yeah. Oh, so they don't want to. They're like, please don't bring mounted stuff, but bring this flying thing that nobody brings.
Yes. That no one ever brings, and
because they're terrible.
Even with a 2-up save, you still won't bring it.
It's awful,
and it feels bad, but that's okay.
Because it has no redeeming qualities.
No, zero. You've got potentially the best battle line in the game.
Yeah.
It's bold. It's a bold statement. I'm going to say potentially to kind of save myself a little bit from that statement.
Okay.
But I think Tormentors are insane.
Okay. I haven't looked at Tormentors.
So Tormentors are battle line with
and they have all the guns.
Yes. But they're battle line with infiltrate and sticky.
Oh, fuck off.
Which
that is so good.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that's the only unit in the game that has infiltrate and sticky naturally on its data sheet.
Yeah. Pretty positive that is the case regardless.
And then your Exaltant can lead them, and he also gets infiltrate and then gives them lethal hits.
They don't have anything weapon-wise that's super scary in melee. Their guns are okay. They have a Melta. They have access to plasma.
Yeah, they're just dudes.
They're just dudes. Like it's
your
just
Lord
your
Exaltant
standard
is the
swap
thing that's
a couple
going
things
to be
out.
Killing units.
Yep.
But he's going to kill a unit, and then you're going to take your leadership test and gain a CP. So
that seems like a pretty solid, good thing to have, even though Noise Marines aren't battle line.
Right. So then you have Infractors that are your second battle line choice, which the Lord Exaltant can also lead and will gain their rules. These ones are your melee dudes, so I guess like Tormentors or your shooters, and effectively, right? So they have Scout 6 with a move 7, so it's kind of weird, but it's okay.
Yep.
Reroll wounds of 1 all the time, and then if they're targeting... melee. Reroll wounds of 1 for melee. If they're targeting something on an objective, it's reroll all wounds.
Yeah, they're Assault Intercessors.
Yeah, and then your Lord Exalted can also lead them, and they also have an Icon of Excess to get you to CP. And these things are not once per phase or once per turn. So if you kill something in the shooting phase and you fail your leadership test, you kill something in a fight phase, you get to try again. So you're probably always getting 2 CP if you target things correctly.
I will say that they are very competitive with Grey Knights for best battle line in the game.
I think that's fair. I will also point out that all of their melee weapons in the whole squad have precision.
That's funny.
So
just gives you more options.
Basically chain swords, it's 4 attacks, 3s to hit, 4-1-1. So
no power fist, just a power sword.
So they get a power sword and the rupture lash, which is just extra attacks. And then you get lethal hits with the Lord.
Right. Okay.
They're very strong. They're very strong. Yeah, I think Tormentors are definitely better, but both of them are very good.
I think just the army itself is good. I think it's well designed. I think you have a plethora of options. Is there anything else you want to touch on before we close it today out, buddy?
Yeah, I guess James, if you're listening, make Fulgrim good, please.
Let's put that boy on the table in a way that doesn't feel like it's piteous.
He makes me so sad.
Yeah, well. But rip Fulgrim. Maybe he'll be back in 11th edition with better rules.
Right. Yeah.
or at least data sheet.
Maybe. But
anyway,
that's okay. Everything else, pretty much everything else, is awesome. The army, in conclusion, definitely strong.
Yep. Look for it on a table near you. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of hobby lag with this one, guys, because of how intricate the models are, and the color schemes are really hard for a lot of people. Like painting pink is tough if you don't know what you're doing. And then just get out there and play some games, everybody. Thank you all so much for being here, for sticking with us for this hour and a half. I'm Jeremy, all day 40K Nakano.
I'm Joey.
Thank you all so much, and we will see you at the next time at the Yard.
See ya.